Alright, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Achak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Nab, coming out with a lesson. Lord's will, this is edifying to the Lord's elect. It's a little windy today. I can't bring out the sword today, so we're going to go to the digital sword, man. We're going to get on the phone, see what's going on in the world. Like always, something wicked. Every day the Lord's working, man. You know, last night I was looking up some things that was talking about how Hawaii got this bill where they can go into your you know, in case of an emergency, you know, like a disease or something, they can go right into your in your crib. They can quarantine you, mandatory quarantine you. So that's all going to the second, not just the 16th chapter. All right, let's see what's going on today. Duck throws a temper tantrum after tariff laws at the Supreme Court. So yeah, he throwing a temper tantrum because he basically saying he was saying to the basically to the news that he could go into all these countries, he can start all these wars, he can bomb them, he can destroy them, but he can't charge them a little extra. So he's saying that's just ridiculous. But he said he has other ways of doing what he needs to do. So, but the Supreme Court said it was illegal tariffs. So they didn't agree with this. So now he said he got other ways to do it. So. Almost lost the sign, man. My sign's getting old anyways. I probably need a new one. So he's having a temper tantrum. It says U.S. and Iran slide towards conflict as military buildup eclipses talks. So more wars, okay. Government considers removing. Who cares about that? Talking about Andrew. We don't care about Andrew, man. It's all. I think it's all a psyop anyways, man. They want to distract from something. They think they want to distract from the Epstein files, but I think the Epstein files, that's all by plan. He probably want to distract from all these prophecies that are going out. You know, like we know the MOTB, but he got all these unrighteous decrees going out there. He always want to keep you distracted, looking on shit in the world, but shit in the world, it don't matter. None of that shit matters, man. What you know, paying your bills and all that, that shit, like, that ain't nothing. You know, with the Lord's prophecies coming to pass, oh, the biggest thing right now is those aliens. You keep talking about aliens. Steven Spielberg's coming out with a movie this June, talking about Disclosure Day. There's going to be a big disclosure very soon. You people going to see it, man. You're going to see it. You actually going to see these so-called aliens, he calls them, man. So, you know, he going to have it where he going to probably make it, you know, using, I think they call it what do you call it? Operation Blu-ray or Blue something? Not Blu-ray. There's an operation where he can use some type of like just some false flag that make you think some alien invasion is coming. Okay, and a lot of people are gonna believe that bullshit because they believe in shit like the Book of Enoch, like some devil said yesterday. You know, he's trying to throw that in there because ultimately these are probably government officials saying shit like that. If people connected to this Nephilim, these fallen angels that came from heaven, they rebelled against the Lord, and they're amongst the people, and they're giants, and they have sex with you and have little, like, come on, man. And they always somebody always wants to come out and talk about that shit, man. But then you go look on his channel, he don't talk about that shit. He coming on a Man of the Lord's channel to talk that bullshit. That's just blasphemy, that's just fake. Then you ask the nigga a legit question, what Enoch are you talking about? Because there's multiple Enochs in the Bible. He ain't got nothing to say, he probably didn't even know that. You so wrapped up in the book of Enoch. You don't know nothing about the Old and the New Testament. You don't know who the children of Israel are. You don't know shit. You don't know nothing about prophecy. You don't know why the Lord came. You don't know nothing. Why are your people getting put to death in the street? Why are they still in America? You don't know shit. But you want to talk about some Nephilim that fell from heaven. And then the stupid nigga probably go to Ezekiel the 28th chapter, because let me start there. You niggas be going, they don't know shit. And it's just to drive you, you know, people who don't really know the scriptures. It's the book of Ezekiel. I'm gonna start at the top. Ezekiel 28:1. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God. So Tyrus, when you look at Tyrus, he was on the coast of Israel. So he had access to the seas. You know, what's that king? I think King Harem or something like that. King Solomon was messing with him, but he was using his ship, so he was getting rich. He was making a lot of money. He had access to the seas. He had access to make trade with a bunch of people. So he was getting rich and high-minded, sort of like Esau. Esau got all the trade routes. He made a lot of money. As a matter of fact, let me jump to Ezekiel 18. That matches up with that. Ezekiel 18. So the so-called white man is in the same stead. That's why it tells you in Romans 15:4, these things are written for our learning. Because the same type of things that these other kings had, that's the state of the so-called white man today. He think he's a god. And you know that when you listen to what's Nora Harari, some shit like that fucking devil, talking about how he's gonna replace the word with AI, because AI, you know, the Bible's just a bunch of words, and AI is, he was saying some shit, I forgot how he worded it, but he's just a damn demon. This is the book of Ezekiel 18, verse 1. The word of the Lord came unto me again, saying, What mean ye that you use this proverb concerning the land of Israel? No, this is in it. It's Ezekiel 17. Yeah, parable of the eagles. Ezekiel 17. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, put forth a riddle, and speak a parable unto the house of Israel. And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, a great eagle with great wings, long wings, full of feathers, which had diverse colors, came unto Lebanon, and took the highest branch of the cedar. And that's ultimately talking about Esau. But as you continue to read, it's talking about Babylon. But well, it's not talking about. It's talking about Esau. But when you if you go look it up on the Bible Hub, or you go search it up in Bible commentary, they'll say it's talking about Babylon. Now it can somewhat be modern day Babylon is it could be associated with Babylon, but Babylon ain't like Esau, man. Esau, after the Roman Empire, he fell and he came back. You know, after Babylon, we never went back into Babylon. So Babylon was done after that. You know, ancient Babylon. Now this is modern day Babylon because of the customs and all of that. But it's modern day Egypt, it's Nineveh, it's all of these other things. Ezekiel chapter 17, verse 4. He cropped off the top of his young twigs and carried it into a land of traffic. He set it in a city of merchants. So these twigs talking about this branch. It's talking about you Israelites, man. You got plucked up. You got brought over here into a land of traffic. The merchants, okay? This is where that traffic, and you hear these tires hitting the roads, hitting these potholes, that's traffic. They're spending money. In order to get in your car, you gotta buy fuel. So all of them are spending money, just driving down the road. So Esau's getting money on all of that, and then you go through his checkpoints, he getting paid off all of that. All right, so this is the land of traffic, and this is where people come and they sell all their goods, and you make a lot of money. Everybody want to come to America. So he made a lot of money off that traffic. Ezekiel 17:5, he took also of the seed of the land and planted it in a fruitful field. And that fruitful field's here in America. You can see that you can flourish here. You can make a lot of money over here. And this is where we came. He placed it by great waters and set it as a willow tree. So that those great waters, which you got the Pacific and the Atlantic, those are great waters. Zelensky told the president when he was here maybe a year or two ago, he was telling him how, he was like, you know, you safe right now because, you know, the war's on the other side of the world and you got these waters protecting you. So that's also goes to show you that he's not talking about Babylon. You look at Babylon, Babylon ain't got no great waters next to it. That's in the Mediterranean. You see over there, they don't got great waters. That's talking about America. This is the book of Ezekiel 17:6. And it grew and became a spreading vine of low stature, whose branches turned toward him, and the roots thereof were under him. So it became a vine and brought forth branches and shot forth sprigs. There was also another great eagle with great wings and many feathers. Now, it sounds like it's talking about another eagle, but that's talking about America too. That's why I was trying to get into the history of how America was made and why we call it Rome 2.0. If you don't understand all these things, then you would think this is talking about a further time. You'll never put it into modern day context, and you'll just read it verbatim and have no wisdom and knowledge and understanding. It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 17 verse 6. And it grew and it became a spreading vine of low stature, whose branches turned toward him, and the roots thereof were under him. So it became a vine and brought forth branches and shot forth sprigs. There was also another great eagle with great wings and many feathers. And behold, this vine did bend her roots toward him and shot forth her branches toward him, that he might water it by the furrows of her plantation. It was planted in a good soil by great waters, same thing, that it might bring forth branches and that it might bear fruit, and it might be a goodly vine. Say thou, thus saith the Lord God, shall it prosper? Shall he not pull up the roots thereof and cut it off, the fruit thereof, that it wither? It shall wither in all the leaves of her spring, even without great power or many people to pluck it up by the roots thereof. And that's not what happened to Babylon. If something gets plucked up by the roots, it can't grow anymore. And that's what's going to happen over here in America. The Lord's going to pluck up Esau by his roots. So that means there ain't going to be no posterity. He's going to kill all of his kids. There ain't going to be no heir that was thrown. There ain't no more throne for Esau. This is his last reign. The Lord's going to destroy. He ain't coming back out of the fire. He's not rebuilding anything after this. Yeah, this is it. This is why we say he got a short time left, according to Revelation 12, verse 12. And let me finish this in Ezekiel 28, talking about these the Prince of Tyrus. Ezekiel 28, verse 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret they can hide from thee. And Daniel was a very smart, wise, understanding parables, receiving visions. You read the Bell and the Dragon. He was he blew up the dragon, so he knew how to make bombs. They said he was well versed in sciences. All right, he clearly knew about his diet. He was smart. Okay, but he's saying he's wiser than that. Esau. It's talking about the so-called white man. He's wiser than that. That's why he got all this technology. You know, because the Lord gave him all of it. But at the end of the day, he still don't got the Lord. And all this wisdom comes from the Lord. Okay, he set up Esau to be in that position because when he gonna get all the glory for destroying them. Because no other nation can come up against him and win. He's set up like that because the one who's gonna knock his ass out is our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shah. He's just raising up someone to contend with. But he's gonna get knocked out in the first round to show you that he's nothing. The book of Ezekiel chapter 28 verse 4. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. Yeah, with thy wisdom. Okay, going into his military technology, his AI, his Palantir program, shit like that. Israel just bombed Lebanon, what's that, Friday. Killed a Hezbollah leader. How the fuck you think he got that information? How do you think he's bombing people in other countries? Where's he getting this information from? How does he know that Hezbollah's in a coffee, some leader in Hezbollah is in a coffee shop early morning eating crumpets with some terrorists and he blowing that shit up? How do you think he's getting all that information? Because he's wiser than Daniel. He got satellites, he got people on the ground, he got little mosquitoes and shit fucking He got all that type of shit, man. He can track you through your Wi-Fi. These niggas are talking through. They think they're slick, man. This nigga's putting bombs in your beepers. You don't know what the fuck he's capable of doing. He knows when you're gonna be there. He knows your whole schedule. He gonna go to the gym. He gonna be at Planet Fitness at 9 o'clock. We're gonna put up a scooter right near the front door. As soon as he come in, I'm gonna have a guy at the front desk blow his ass up. I'm gonna pay him off, and then I'm gonna kill him too. So there ain't no trace back to me. So this is Esau we're talking about. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, and verse number 6. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thou hast set. Excuse me, I skipped something. Yep. Ezekiel 28, verse 5. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. And that's what Esau is. He's rich. He got more than the heart can wish. You read Psalm 73. Asaph was telling us that don't envy this nigga. Don't envy the nigga, because wait until you see what's gonna happen to this motherfucker, man. You gonna be like, oh, I'm glad I ain't go that route. That's what Esau's created to be. The whipping stick of the Lord. He gonna whip his fucking ass, man. And all these nations are gonna understand, oh shit, okay, I know, that nigga, I shouldn't have followed him. And that's why the Lord's exposing his stupid ass right now for drinking blood and all that other shit. You should have heard Lindsey Graham last night. He's in the airplane with Donald Duck, and they're talking about how they bombed Tokyo in 1945. I didn't know they bombed Tokyo in 1945. Talking about Operation Meeting House. That wasn't nuclear. That's separate from Hiroshima and Nagasaki. A lot of people online don't even, they thought he's talking about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. He would have said Hiroshima and Nagasaki. He's talking about Tokyo. And he just bombed all these innocent people back in 1945. And he was telling them, he's telling those Israelis, yeah, you should do that to Gaza. And then the nigga actually said, raise it. He said, raise it. Just like it says in Psalms 137 and 7. He said, raise it, man. So that lets you know this nigga's the devil. Lets you know that you Edomites are still in power. Job 9 and 24. Okay, First Maccabees 1 verse 9. All right. What else? There's plenty of precepts, man. I can't even think of it. There's a couple more I gotta add to that list. But Malachi 1 and 4. You know, there's plenty of them. Yeah, so Operation Meeting House, I was watching it this morning, and it was saying how they said, we don't want to put boots on the ground in Japan. So the general, whoever it was back then, was saying, just flatten it. Which in modern day terms or ancient terms, that means raise it. All right, destroy it to the foundation thereof. So that's Edomite lingo. That's letting you know who the wicked is. They're revealing themselves. Okay, that's their horns sticking out of their face. That's how you know who is who. All right? But is your church telling you that? Are they matching that up with the scriptures? No, they're not. He's breaking the neck. You should listen. This is the book of Ezekiel 28, verse 7. Behold, therefore, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against thy beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. So these strangers, these different heathen nations, they're gonna fuck you up. All right? You niggas are gonna go out there and you're gonna be destroyed. Okay? That's what the strangers are gonna do to you. All right? You thinking you can trust in your Abraham, whatever the fuck that's just old ass technology. That shit was created in fucking the 60s, man. You bringing that old shit to a modern day battle, that's like bringing a sword to a gunfight. Oh, it can land on the sea for 60 years, and the nuclear capability, this and that. Yeah, but they got hypersonic missiles. And they got Navy, the Russian naval doing drills with Iran. You can't fuck with Russia. He gonna fuck you up north too, where you can't break through the ice. Them Russians, they broke through all that ice. You can't go to war with them up there. They got way more ships up there for you. You think you the top nation. You're not. You don't got technology like that. China got a whole damn island in the South China Sea. Where's your island at? You don't got that. You don't have that type of technology. Yeah, see, niggas yelling out his car. Black people are a lie. You're an Indian. You're an Indian. Oh, you're an Indian. You're a fool. You're a damn dumbass. I want some of you niggas too, man. I'm telling you, man. Fucking demons. Black people are alive. Stupid motherfucker, man. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28. In verse 7 again, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. So you're going to die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Just like Pharaoh. Pharaoh died in the midst of the seas. And that's the same shit that's going to happen to you damn Edomites, the U.S. military when they go over there. How you doing? Good morning. Oh, man, these girls are crazy, man. These women are crazy, man. That's what's going to happen to Esau. He gonna die in the midst of the seas, man. Hey, it's a beautiful thing. Because like I said, you know, people think that, oh, this dude's angry, he's mad. Yes, I am. I admit it, man. I'm pissed the fuck off. I'm pissed the fuck off. And you should be too. Wait until you find out what he's doing to all these black people that are missing. Wait until you find out all the, you know, just all the shit that he's doing behind closed doors. The shit that he's doing with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're gonna find out, and then you're gonna be mad when it's too late. I already know through the scriptures, the Lord shows you it. When you're diligent and you watch, it tells you in Ecclesiastes that surely oppression make a wise man mad. So you should, if you wise, you would be mad. If you ain't wise, you ain't gonna be mad. The Lord ain't show you nothing. The Lord ain't teaching you, he ain't dealing with you. Why would he put the wrath of God? The Lord's mad. Why the fuck would I be happy if he's mad? You people are out of your damn minds. That's why I can't fuck with a lot of you niggas, man. Oh, happy-go-lucky niggas. Keep that shit away from me, man. You might make me relapse and start swinging on my brother, man. I'm trying to refrain from hitting a Jake. But it's very hard, especially when they go down the street running their damn mouths. Think everything's soft. You let one of these zombies get too close to you and he stab your ass. That's what you get. All right, these niggas are dead. They don't have the Lord with them. These are demons, man. All right? You got enemies out here. And the nigga don't come back. It tells you in the book of Proverbs, what's that, 28? Let me grab that real quick. I'm going to finish this, but it just shows you, man, these people, they fuck your whole mindset up sometimes. And it's online, it's offline, it's everything. Because the real people who need to be watching are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. I just had, before I even turned this camera on, 2 kids walked by. They ain't want nothing to do with what I was talking about. Let me grab this book of Proverbs real quick. Since that popped in my mind. Proverbs chapter, it's cold as hell. I don't know why I ain't using my sword. Proverbs 28 in verse 1. It says, the wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as lions. So you gotta be bold, man. You gotta be bold. The wicked flee, man. That's what they do. They talk shit driving by. They come up. They try to just disrupt. It's a battle, man. And you gotta fight the war, man. A lot of you people, you think this is like, I don't know what the hell you think this is, man. What the hell you think this is, man? It ain't what you think it is, man. Okay? If you trying to wake up the elect, it ain't by acting like a fucking Christian, man. Them Christian niggas gonna die, man. That soft, weak ass spirit. I was just thinking about that. You can't be over righteous, man. You can't. I was gonna do a video on that, and now I was thinking, I said something. I didn't know how. I was basically trying to explain how being spiritual and carnal. That's what I really wanted to talk about today. Being spiritual and being carnal. Some people might think I'm carnal as hell. Okay, it's all right. Was it carnal when David slung a stone in Goliath's forehead? Was he carnal for that? What about when Peter attempted murder one of those Roman centurions for the Lord? Was he carnal that day? What about when Mattathias went and said, listen, we don't want to die like them over there who died for keeping the Sabbath. That's over righteous. Was he carnal saying we're going to fight these niggas? No. Okay, was Moses carnal when you put the Egyptian to death? Come on, man. You people sound dumb as hell. You think carnal's being of the flesh. I was looking into the word. It means being like an animal. You know, you got to have wisdom. And having wisdom in this time will show you the words that are coming out of your mouth are very significant, man. He told you it's like a sharp sword, piercing and dividing asunder of soul and spirit. So for you, I'm not saying the Lord is not protecting us. Of course the Lord's protecting us. But if the Lord sends somebody up to get knocked down, hey, he get knocked down. It is what it is. And then you can praise the Lord again. That's spiritual too. Some niggas come up to the altar and get stomped the fuck out. That's part of it. That's part of it. Don't count the cost when you up here, man. But whatever you do, don't be a fool. Good morning. All right? Don't be a fool when you come out here, man. This is an evil, wicked, and perverse world, especially some of these demons that are out here. Especially when you're doing the work of the Lord, man. Put all that soft, weak shit, throw that shit in the trash, man. You come up here, you make your body a living sacrifice, and hey, if we gotta go toe-to-toe, we can go toe-to-toe too. All right? I don't play that shit, man. Y'all play that shit over there, don't come near me. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28. In verse number 9, will thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God, but thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee. That's right, you're going to be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee. You know, they say that about our Lord too. How is he a God and you put him to death? First of all, he lets you kill him. That's number one. Number two, it's called prophecy, that which you don't understand. There had to be a sacrifice for the nation of Israel. Blood had to be shed for the new covenant. So the Lord was just doing prophecy. You know, I like the scene when he comes into, I think, Matthew, the 3rd chapter, we go meet John the Baptist. John the Baptist like, you should be baptizing me. And he said, just do it. I'm not here to, I'm here to fulfill prophecy. Just do it, man. He was all about serving and doing the work and all about prophecy. That's where his mindset was about, man. Yeah, come on, let's get me in there. Let's go. Let's go, man. I'm trying to get to the kingdom. I'm not here fooling around. You know, and then what else did he say? When he opened up the book of Isaiah the 60, I think Isaiah 62 or something like that, or Isaiah 63. What did he open up? Let me see it real quick. He only read one chapter, and then he closed the book. You know, that shows you, man. He just wanted to fulfill prophecy. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all he wanted to do. To get to the point. To get to whipping these heathens' ass. And I'm on the same page. Literally and figuratively. Isaiah 63, 62. Nope. It's Isaiah 61. Isaiah 61, the Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord had anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. And he closed the book. Oh, man, that's profound to me, man. Because when you read Isaiah 61, you see that it wasn't time for everything else. Listen to this, Isaiah 61:2. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord in the day of the vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn. So to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, which is going into the Jubilee, where you get brought back into your, let me read it, Leviticus 25. You know, you get forgiven for all your debts. You go back to the land that you're from, and you start all over anew. That's what's coming to pass, man, the Jubilee. That's our salvation. All debts are forgiven. We're going back to our own lands. And same with you heathen too. After we whip your ass. You had your time to rule, now it's over. It's not over yet. You ruling today, you probably gonna rule for the next 24 hours. But your kingdom's coming down in minutes and seconds, man. You know, in the eyes of the Lord. Leviticus 25, in verse number 10, and ye shall hallow the 50th year, and proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. It shall be a jubilee unto you, and ye shall return every man unto his possession, and ye shall return every man unto his family. A jubilee shall that 50th year be unto you. Ye shall not sow, neither reap that which groweth of itself in it, nor gather of the grapes of it of thy vine undressed. For it is the jubilee, it shall be holy unto you. Ye shall eat the increase thereof of the field. Now, I should have went up more. But pretty much that's what it is, man. You being returned back to your land. That's what the salvation is about. But he stopped there. The point I'm bringing Isaiah 61 because he stopped. He stopped because it wasn't time for that yet. The vengeance of the Lord, it wasn't time for that yet. It was time for him to proclaim to the captives and to the brokenhearted, you know, this truth. Okay? They needed to hear this, man. They needed to hear the word, and that's where we're still at. But we're getting into that the vengeance of the Lord coming soon. Okay, that's why we're seeing everything being brought to that point, man. You know, just like those New Jersey geese that are dying because of the H1, I think H1N1, which is the bird flu. You know, people I think it was 1,100 geese that died in New Jersey 2 days ago. They said they didn't know, then they looked it up. They're saying because it's cold, all these birds be coming together looking for water resources, and they catching the flu. They're getting put to death. And they're saying that's not a risk to anybody. You out of your damn mind, man. If you see a bunch of dead geese and you see animals acting weird, that's a sign, man. Esau is such a damn dummy. And then he got, like I said, the Hawaii quarantine bill, where they can go and regulate all your go into your house. They can do all this shit without your permission, man. It sounds like martial law. And why are they talking about mandatory quarantines? Because they know there's some shit that they whipping up in the kitchen, man. You know, Bill Snakes is already talking about that. You know, you got that. You got that the nipple virus. You don't really hear about that, but it's still, there's other shit that's out there. But the flu is out here, man. You know, so, you know, I don't know how bad it could get, but it could get bad, man. It's just blowing the trumpet on that. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 11. Or verse 10, Salakia, thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord Yahweh. Now, thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised. Who's the uncircumcised? You stupid ass heathen that are out there. And it's not talking about your meat having extra skin on the top of your dick. It's actually talking about you don't have the law, statutes, and commandments. You're not operating under that. Under the vibration of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. So people who ain't operating under the Lord, they're your enemy pretty much, man. And that's how I look at you niggas, man. You ain't operating the way I'm operating, man. Don't get too close to me, man. Don't get too close to me. That's just me, though. All right? That's just me. You ain't got to be like that. That's probably not your lot. Your lot, you probably going to have smooth sailing. Nothing gonna happen to you. You ain't gonna have to put nothing to death. You ain't gonna have to touch nothing. Food supplied, everything. That's some of y'all. But some of us, Lord might just give us our heart's wish, man. Putting a brick through an Edomite's face. He trying to get you. That's what I see. You know, who knows, man? You might get lucky. You know, you might get lucky, man. And he might give you the W. That's all I hope. No matter what the Lord put me through, man. I be having dreams about going to prison all the time. Maybe because I've been in prison for a long time, so maybe that's why I have dreams like that. But I'm already prepared. I'm already thinking shit. I go to jail. Hey man, it is what it is. And if I go to jail, man, hey man, I'm not fucking with nobody in there too. Bust your shit up in there too. I don't give a fuck. Hey, I do give a fuck. I don't want to sound like a madman, but there's so many different scenarios that the Lord can put you in, man. You gotta endure it. You gotta endure. You gotta have your mindset. You know, I forgot what scripture. What is that? It says it's in the NLT though. It's in Ecclesiastes. I forgot, but it basically says, when you read it in the KJV, it says a wise man's heart is in the house of mourning. But when you read it in the NLT, it says a wise man often thinks about death. So there's plenty of scenarios that come to my mind, but it's all to get the victory. It had nothing to do with just getting a chip off my shoulder. It's all about getting the victory, getting the W, no matter what, who I'm talking to. I'm trying to get the upper hand. I'm trying to, you know, if we're battling, I'm trying to put you in an arm bar. I'm trying to whatever. If we're playing chess, I'm trying to knock down your king, man. Whatever it is, I'm getting the W everywhere. All right, that's all it is. I'm very competitive when it comes to everything. All right, always trying to get the W. This book of Ezekiel 28. So the uncircumcised, excuse me, is talking about you heathen, because you don't have the law, statutes, and commandments. This is the book of Ezekiel 28 and 11. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Thou sealest up the sum full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. So a lot of people, what they do is, this is where it gets to going back to that Enoch bullshit, you know, these fallen angels and you know, because that opens the door, because Enoch's story, I don't know where they get that Satan, I know where they get the Satan was so beautiful and he was this, that, and the third, and so, you know, you might get that listening to these stupid ass Edomites, man. That's a stumbling block. A lot of people have that doctrine within them. I used to believe that same bullshit too, you know, but it didn't go down that way, all right? And Ezekiel 28 goes into that. And first of all, it talks about the king of Tyrus, but it's not really talking about the king of Tyrus, okay? Listen to this. It says, Thou sealest up the sum full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Now, the serpent, when you read Genesis, the 3rd chapter, he said he was a serpent more subtle than all the rest. You look at that word serpent, it goes into Nakash. And then Nakash, you look into the root word of it, it tells you that practices divination. So what snake practices divination? It's actually talking about a wizard, a warlock. Okay, that's what Eve is into, and you can see that. This bitch got all types of altars in her house. This stupid whore got all types of fucking tarot cards and shit. You see what these bitches are into? Witchcraft, divination. So they were more provoked to do this type of shit. Ouija boards and stupid shit like that. All right? Worshiping your ancestors, and because you women are dumb. But because like it tells you in Job the 33rd chapter, or is it the 39th chapter? Job 39, I think it is. Let me grab that real quick. And you're the weaker vessel. So you're more prone to go off. And that's why he was able to deceive your stupid ass. That's why you gotta lead. These women ain't gonna help you make it, man. Most of these women are gonna get you niggas put to death. Job 39 verse 17, because God hath deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. And this woman's on the highest level of stupidity, more than the Edomite. The Edomite exalts the woman, puts her all the way at the top. You know, but she's not imparted any wisdom. Okay, but the point of the matter is, let me go back to Ezekiel 28. So thou sealest up the summer full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. And this is talking about the king of Tyrus, right? Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. So you telling me the king of Tyrus was in the garden in Eden? The garden of God? No. Tyrus wasn't in the garden of Eden, right? Every precious stone was thy covering: the sardius, topaz, and the diamond, and the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou was created. So all these different precious stones, they'll tell you that that's talking about Satan. See how beautiful he was? He was like all these stones. You know, they're calling him the Prince of Tyrus, which is basically the spirit that was inside of him. But in actuality, precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. So if you don't know the basic scriptures, you don't know the milk, this is talking about something completely different. Yeah, it was talking about Tyrus. Now he's getting deeper into something else that was happening in the garden. Who had all this wisdom that was in the garden? Who can you think of? It was Adam. This is who it's talking about. It's talking about Adam had all this wisdom. Okay, he was the beautified one in the kingdom, in the eyes of the Lord. He was like a precious stone unto him. He's the one who had the breath of life put inside of his parts. He was the one taken out of the dust of the earth and was breathed in the breath of life. It don't say nothing like that about Satan. But it does say he was working divination. In Genesis, I believe it was Genesis 3. Let me grab that real quick. So this ain't talking about him. That's Esau glorifying his God. Then the nigga writes a book called the Book of Enoch. It says he took 1/3 of the angels with him. And he was the choir. He was the top guy in the choir. And like, where does it say any of that? Well, you people believe that, just like you think Eve ate an apple. Because you're listening to the so-called white man. He don't know the Lord, man. He's the devil. He does know the Lord. Spiritual demon Satan knows the Lord. Tells you that. And he's the son of God. He's not going to be able to come into the midst of the congregation if he's wicked. But Esau can't go there. I mean, if he's dead, he'd be in his right mind, excuse me. Well, it tells you in the book of Genesis, the 4th chapter, from thy face I will be hid. So he don't want to do anything with the Lord. He's a fugitive and a vagabond. He can't come to the full knowledge of the truth. He can't come into the light. Because he knows, I got to reject the fact that I'm Esau. No, I'm the Most High God. Yeah, I created everything. You people came from monkeys. You know, this is him rejecting the word of the Lord. He's in complete darkness. Okay, this is a man who's forsaken from our Lord. This is a man who's going to be uprooted, who's going to get burnt, his whole nation. That's going to get judgment from Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Why would I acknowledge his name? I wouldn't do any of that. I'll keep lying to myself and keep being a demon all the way up to the point I go hide myself in a cave from all these thermonuclear missiles that are coming towards me. And then the elect come and get me. Even then, you're not going to repent. Okay? And we're going to have, man, we're going to have so much fun whipping your ass because you can't repent. So you just going to get your ass kicked the whole time. This is great. And we're going to hear your thoughts. We're going to know everything about the creation. We can put you to death and bring you back to life. Woo! You can't do that, Esau. You can't do that, man. And you've done some crazy shit, man. I like that Levi thing you used to do. You used to put 2 horses together and rip the nigga. Oh, that's, woo! I gotta clap it up for you. That must have been fun watching that. Seeing your enemy get ripped in half, woo! I know you were like, yes! You know? He was happy, man. You even made a whole company and put that as the logo. That's cool as shit, man. That's a good one. We gotta top that though. We might put you between 2 chariots and then rip you in half. See, or do something like that, or not even rip you, just just stretch you as far out as we possibly can like a rubber band. Who knows? We might do some cartoon shit with you, man. Drop anvils on your head like Looney Tunes. Put stars around your head. Who knows, man? Who knows, man? It says we're going to meditate terror and we're going to have power too, so it's going to be very exciting. It's the book of Ezekiel 28, in verse number 14. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou was upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. That's right. So he was walking. Who was that? That's talking about Adam, man. All right. He was in the presence of the Lord. It wasn't no wicked divinating serpent. That didn't happen till Eve's stupid ass went over there and accepted that fucking lie. Went where she wasn't supposed to do and got deceived by the serpent. Beguiled. All right? And you're not supposed to forget any of these stories, man. Eve's out of her fucking damn mind, man. I don't care if she knows she's Israel. I don't care about none of that shit. She's wicked. She's wicked, man. So, you know, and there are some elect ladies out there, but they're very far and few in between. And a lot of them are with other men right now, heathen men. So may the Lord put them niggas to death, and so they can come back home, man, to where they belong, so we can get the fuck up out of here. But most of you women, man, you ain't gonna make it. I'm telling you straight the hell up right now. Lord got a lot of y'all appointed to death. All right, and you ain't gonna come into the truth because you like wickedness. You love your tarot cards. You love your shrimp, crab, and lobster. You love disrespecting the so-called black man. It's time for you to go. You're gonna go a grievous death, man. The Lord He's gonna use Esau to kill your ass. That's a lot of y'all brought forth a lot of these monsters that you see, these YNs. They done put mad people to death. You know, you gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for that, man. And then you brought a lot of these heathen nations out here too. You birthed a lot of demons out here, man. All right? Book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 15. Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou was created till iniquity was found in thee. So that's talking about Adam. That's not talking about serpent. When was iniquity found in him? Because of Eve. All right? Because of Eve. But Esau would use that. The reason I'm bringing that out is just showing you, man, Esau is he's a liar. He don't know fucking shit. Especially about the Lord. Don't trust that nigga about nothing. And when it comes to wickedness, yeah, trust him about that. He'll tell you. He'll be truthful about that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, adrenochrome? Yeah. I know how to get that. I can get my hands all over that. Fucking devil, man. Human meat? Oh, yeah, I'll make a jumbo. If you don't like how it tastes, I know how to get the shit, you know, cook it where it tastes like chicken. You gotta slow roast the meat. That's what Esau's known to do. You be going past these restaurants, that's what a lot of these niggas are eating in there. I remember I did an Uber Eats, I went to this Japanese hot pot place. 2 Edomites were in there, and the look in their eyes said it all to me. Them niggas were in there eating flesh, man. They were in there eating regular. Not a lot of people go to that hot spot place, but there's Edomites in there. So I'm like, yeah, they're eating flesh in there, man. That's the type of world you live in. You think it's just some elite Epstein files, all these fucking nasty ass fucking Edomites, man. These people are fucking pathetic. I can't wait till the Lord just keep exposing their ass. It's gonna get to a point where you're gonna be as the chase rope. You're gonna want to. Now we gotta get them out of here. It's gonna be a heavy spirit on everybody. Now you gotta eradicate these motherfuckers. That's how evil this place is gonna be, man. And that's why they got the sword. They know they're evil and wicked. They know they drink blood and eat human meat. They know they're cannibals. That's what they practice. Little kids, all of them. They be feeding their kids that shit, man. How do they have access to it? Well, you think they bury your body? Yeah, okay. Okay, that's what you think. Guess what? You're gonna be devoured. You ain't got the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. I don't know what you're looking at, man. Niggas are real tough in their cars. You know? But you're gonna know, you're gonna learn. When you end up on a plate, you ain't gonna know it. You're gonna think everything's cool. You're gonna have the God loves everybody with your brains and all your thoughts on the ground somewhere. And they're gonna be chewing on you, man. And this is why we try to tell you, man, but a lot of y'all don't know. Y'all think this, I don't know where y'all think y'all live at, man. I really don't. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28. Actually, let me go over here. 1 Timothy chapter 2, in verse number 13. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. So you shall be saved in childbearing. A lot of you women don't have kids. That's what your purpose is down here, and you can't even do that. Because you don't want to breastfeed. You know, you want to give, you just want your breast to continue to be perky. Like, you're out of your damn minds. For what? So you can let some other nigga fuck you like Cardi B and dish you? So you can attract pieces of shit? That's not for, your breasts ain't yours, man. They belong to your kids, man. All right? The book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, in verse number 16. By the multitude of thy merchandise, Ezekiel 28, verse 16. By the multitude of thy merchandise, they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. And that's what happened to Adam. He got kicked out of the garden. All right? He was anointed. All right? Just like, and that's Yahweh Shai. Adam is Yahweh Shai in the regeneration or reincarnation or whatever you want to call it, if you could receive it. So he brought sin into the world, and through him he gonna change us too. That's him being the beginning and the end, the Alpha and Omega. As a matter of fact, where's that precept at? Where it says second Esdras, where Adam brought sin into the world, and by him the end, KJV. I think it's second Esdras. I can't think of it. I think it's probably 6, 7. When I finish. Yeah. Oh, second Esdras 6. Second Esdras 6. And where is it? It's not giving me the preset. It's probably in the 50s somewhere. Actually, let's go to Romans 5. Romans 5. I think that's what I'm thinking about. Romans 5 in verse 12. Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. For unto the law, so that man, where sin entered into the world, is talking about Adam. Okay? For unto the law, Romans 5 verse 13, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned, after the similitude of Adam's transgression, who is the figure of him that was to come. Yeah, see, he's telling you. Who was the figure of him who was to come. So he's telling you. And Matthew, the 1st chapter, also tells you that. The snot's coming out my nose, man. It's cold out here. Excuse me, though. But not as the offense, so also is the free gift. For if through the offense of one many be dead, much more the grace of God and the gift by grace, which is by one man, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, have abounded unto many. That's right. So even by that grace too, he brought sin into the world, and by his grace we're going to be saved. So that's the way he's saving us. He brought death into the world, and he's the one that's going to save us from it. That's what I was looking for. Let me finish Ezekiel 28. Ezekiel 28, in verse number 17. Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings that they may behold thee. Now it's jumping again, okay? Going back to Tyrus. Thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquities, by the iniquity of thy traffic. Therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of thee. It shall devour thee, and I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold thee. So now you think it's talking about Tyrus. We're really talking about the so-called white man Esau Edom. All right? He's going to bring this place into ashes. He's going to burn this place up. Babylon is in the scriptures known to be destroyed. That's what it's here to be. All right, that's the indignation of Esau Edom. Nothing but ashes, nothing but what did I think Habakkuk said? Let me see this real quick. Habakkuk chapter 3. No, I'm thinking about 2nd Esdras 13. Yeah, 2nd Esdras 13, where Ezra says, he says something. 2nd Esdras 13 and 11. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude that was prepared to fight, and burned them upon everyone, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So this is talking about the Lord destroying the multitude of these nations coming up against them, and that thermonuclear destruction. He said he ain't seen nothing but smoke. He didn't see anything. But that's all that's going to be here. That's prophecy for here in America. That's this place going to be destroyed. Okay, that's the future of this place. Dust and ashes. All right. That's all. That's what's going to happen to America. That didn't happen to Tyrus. You could go there to the coast of Palestine today. That shit ain't dust and ashes. Ezekiel 28, in verse number 19. And they that know thee among the people shall be astonished at thee. Thou shalt be a terror, and never shalt thou be anymore. So let's talk about Esau, man. He's not going to be anymore. Babylon, America's not going to be anymore. And you're starting to see why the Lord's going to create that to happen, man. You know, he's doing it because a lot of y'all are still asleep. Y'all don't know what's really going on out here, man. He got you distracted from everything, man. He wants you to still think shit's okay or whatever. Well, I don't know what he's distracted from now, but it don't matter. It don't matter because he can't distract us from these prophecies. He might not want you to know what he was involved in, but I think the Lord's going to reveal some shit that maybe one of the rituals Duck had to go through. He might even give you a whole video. The Lord might just show you what he actually did. The whole ceremony. The whole movie, the whole 6-hour clip on how they do it. It's gonna look like when you go to a Catholic church and they start humming and all that shit. It's gonna sound and look somewhat similar to that. You might see them take out a black baby, newly born baby, cut the umbilical cord and then tap his back so it can cry and throw it in some fire. And that's gonna get the people all ramped up. Like, what the fuck? And then, or they might drain the blood or whatever the fuck they do. And then they might have them eating a baby, all in the same video. You know? All types of shit, man. That's the type of shit that these people are into. And you wanna go drink in a bar somewhere and rejoice over it. What the fuck you rejoicing over? It tells you Edomites to go out, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, in Lamentations, the 4th chapter. Rejoice and be glad, because you still in power today. You shouldn't be, if you a damn Edomite, you shouldn't be watching me, wasting your time talking shit about me. You're a racist and you're you know, like, come on, man. Don't waste your time. If I was an Edom, I wouldn't be doing, please, man. You think I'd be on the internet going toe-to-toe with Hebrew Israelites? Nah, man. I'd be laughing at them. That's what I'd be doing. You people are out there talking about the Lord. I'd be mocking. I'd be scoffing. I wouldn't even waste my time. I'd be thinking about, I'd be going to drink all the blood I could drink, all the human meat. Go do that. Because ain't going to be none of that in the kingdom, man. Ain't going to be none of that bullshit. Sacrificing kids and all of that. Ain't going to be none of that. Nah, righteousness is going to be the standard over there. All right? Ain't going to be no GMO. Ain't going to be none of that bullshit, man. No homosexuals walking around everywhere. All put to death. All dead. Woo! You don't want a world that, you don't want to live in a world like that. So you might as well go have an orgy. Go live it up. That's what you Edomites should be doing. Go cut your rod off, man. Go be like the chick that was the dude that Kristen Jenner or some shit like that. Go do that. Go do all your heart's desires. Go be a full-fledged demon, man. Because there ain't gonna be no more of this bullshit. So enjoy it now. Ezekiel, go max out your credit cards. Go take out a loan. Go to Acapulco, Mexico. Go to all these, travel and see every land that you can get to. Go to all these different places. That's what you Edomites should be doing. You should be drinking and traveling everywhere. That's what you should be doing. You shouldn't be occupied and listen and going to Catholic churches and shit. That's what you feel comfortable about, because they're giving you that vibration of those sacrifices. They're getting you ready. That's the easy initiation of it all. Then you might say, you know what? I want to actually get more involved in the church. Oh, you do, son? Oh, come over here. We'll train you up right and well. You know, just like those Masonic lodges. And then next thing you know, you're a big, fat, nasty Edomite that got all types of, I'll say it like this. You got a lot of evil things on your internet browser. I'm going to say it like that. All right? You got to keep it PG. All right? Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 19. All they that know thee among the people shall be astonished at thee. Thou shalt be a terror, and never shalt thou be any more. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Zidon, and prophesy against it. Now, Tyre and Zidon, they're off the coast of Israel. All right? But this is also talking about Esau. And say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Zidon, and I will be glorified in the midst of thee, and they shall know that I am the Lord, when I shall have executed judgments in her, and shall be sanctified in her. For I will send unto her pestilence and blood into her streets, and the wounded shall be judged in the midst of her, by the sword upon her on every side, and they shall know that I am the Lord. That's right. You're going to have a sword on every side. And he sets himself up for that type of destruction. You know, he had the laser beams in Texas maybe about a week ago. He shut down the airport over there. Supposedly there was some drones from the cartel. So that's a battle. Then you go into Venezuela, you're besieging Cuba. I didn't really hear about Cuba yesterday. I wonder what happened to that. I didn't hear any news about Cuba yesterday. They supposedly ran out of gas, and so that's a collapse in society over there. He said he's gonna try to make a deal with them. But then I heard China was gonna help Cuba. I heard Russia was gonna help Cuba, but we'll see. Russia did all these military drills in Cuba a couple years ago. Where the fuck they at now? What the fuck you doing drills for? They need fuel. They need help. You know? But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll find out something today about that. But the point of me bringing that out is that all these different nations, he's on a battlefront on multiple different battlefields. He bombed Lebanon. Amalek bombed Lebanon last night, so that's another battlefield. He was bombing in Syria. That's another battlefield. All right? And he got more battlefields coming. You got Africa. You got Ethiopia. Okay? The Ethiopians, they're going to team up with the Russians. And they're going to help destroy his ass, too. Then you got Ukraine. I heard people weren't even gonna, they weren't funding him anymore. So who knows how long he got? You know, China didn't go into Taiwan. Taiwan is like Cuba. If Russia ain't protecting Cuba, you think America's gonna protect Taiwan? That's why they got all those damn robots out there. They're gonna start. China got all these damn robots. They don't even need to send real people. They'll just send robots over there. Good luck with that. Good luck with those drone strikes against robots. I want to see how a drone affects a robot, man. You're gonna blow up a robot? They're not flesh and bone. They're gonna survive those drone strikes. So these wars are kicking off, man. That sword's being sharpened. Ultimately, those robots are gonna be used against the men of the Lord, man. That also shows you need the Lord. Those robots are doing taekwondo. They're doing backflips. They're doing some high level tech. They doing roundhouse kicks. I wouldn't be surprised they start jumping off of walls, doing shit that you're like, what do I do? You hit it, your hand hurt. But it tells you in the book of, the Lord said, King David told you that he taught King David, the Lord taught King David how to pretty much bend iron. Hey, that's spiritual power, man. You might have to go hand in hand with a robot. Who knows, man? Who knows, man? That's how crazy this place is gonna be. Ezekiel 28, anyways, verse 23. For I will send unto her pestilence and blood into her streets, and the wounded shall be judged in the midst of her by the sword upon her on every side, and they shall know that I am the Lord. And there shall be no more a prickling briar unto the house of Israel, nor any grieving thorn of all that are round about them, that despise them. And they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. So there ain't gonna be no nation coming up against this once this destruction comes to Esau. That's a wrap. Because these other nations are gonna know, okay, if he did that to Esau, I ain't as tough as Esau. So y'all gonna get in line very quickly once the Lord does this. And then you're gonna know, because the Lord's gonna have his law, statutes, and commandments written in our inward parts. We're gonna be more powerful than anything. You're gonna see what power is, man. Power's not sitting your fat ass in an office signing papers all the damn day long and having a bunch of damn compromised people around you. No, power is when the Lord endows you with power, man. Spiritual power. Power is when the Lord's dealing with you and your enemies can't prevail against you anymore. And that only comes from the Most High. I've been thinking about that, man. I really want to see, the men of the Lord. If there was like some type of game, right, with the men of the Lord versus your superheroes, man. I would love to see that, man. I want to see Superman versus Samson. That's what I want to see, man. I want to see them two go toe to toe. Let's see who can win. Jacob versus Omni-Man. That's what I want to see. Jake fought an angel, man. So I got my money on Jake. That's why I would love to see that. I would love to see Jake. If someone can make a video of that, I would love to see that. You know, Samson fighting like Esau's Marvel comics. I would love to see that. Elijah versus, I don't know, somebody, man, you know? That's what I want to see. The men of the Lord versus any superhero you can think about, man. I would love to see an AI generated video of that. All right, because they wouldn't be able to prevail, because our power comes from the Most High. So they would lose. All right. Anyways, book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, in verse 25. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen, then shall they dwell in their land that I have given to my servant Jacob. That's right. So he's going to be sanctified in them. Who? The nation of Israel. How is he going to be sanctified in them? By giving them power, by protecting them, by building them up, and using them as a whipping stick to you other nations. That's how he's going to be sanctified in them. You never thought the so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American man would be the one to wear the crown, like it tells you in Ecclesiastes 11:5. You're the least thought of to put the crown on, but that's who the crown belongs to. All right? That's who that power, all power and authority belongs to. Well, I can't say it belongs to them. It's the Lord giving it to them. It tells you in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, that he made all things for their sakes. All right? So even power and authority and rulership over you damn heathen. And you women too. You don't belong to yourself. You think you belong to yourself? You don't. You belong to the nation of Israel, the true Israelites. All right? And that all of that's going to be, when it's time, it's all going to be made manifest. But we gotta go through the straight gate. And in the straight gate, it's not easy. A lot of people don't want to go through it, even though you're going to go through some shit anyway. It's better to just stand up for righteousness' sake. These other men you see out here, they ain't got no integrity because they don't got Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Okay, they trust and believe in the so-called white man. He don't got any integrity, and you serving his God, so you worse than him. But the Lord's going to be sanctified within the nation of Israel. Let me grab this in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11. What time is it? Oh, I gotta go, my man. I gotta go. Ezekiel 11. Ezekiel 11. No shit talkers today. I checked my comment board. There ain't gonna be no shit talking today, right? Ezekiel 11, verse 17. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel. That's right. And that's talking about the nation of Israel. He's not giving that to the heathen. Right now, Luke 21 and 24 is giving it to the Gentiles, which are the heathens, the Goyim. That's how Small Hat likes to call him. But he's actually the Goyim. He's the head of the damn beast. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 26. And they shall dwell safely therein, and shall build houses and plant vineyards. Yea, They shall dwell with confidence when I have executed judgments upon all those that despise them round about them, and they shall know that I am the Lord their God. Exactly. You should have confidence, which means with faith. All right? As he starts to destroy this place. Let me read some of these comments, man. Oh, there's too many. Oh, Caprello, you're back, huh? You must be a subscriber now, so you're a full-blown demon, huh? Okay. Damn, I got my eye all white and shit. A lot of salt. That's salt in my eye. It says... Oh, Caprello, you a full-blown scoffer, huh? Okay. And he's supposed to be a holy man. Okay. So angry, it's cute. You another one. Caprello's another one. So angry, it's cute. Oh yeah. You're gonna die, man. Anger issues. Oh, you watched the whole video? Okay, Caprello. You got that. May the Lord put your ass to death. David was done same way. He sinned so, but yet he had favor with God. Yeah, you're right. Too many false prophets out here. I'm a false prophet. Okay. He think he's so tough. It's cute. Yeah, Caprello, man, you a faggot, man. You a fag, bro. You gonna die, man. You better repent. I don't think you can repent. You look like a heathen. And that's what it is. A lot of these damn devils, man, they ain't gonna get it. I can't read all these damn comments. It's foolishness. But I'm in it here. Lord's will, this was edifying. Shalom.